Welcome, everybody, to Emily's Playhouse on Hawk Radio. I am Emily. This is Season 2, Episode 5 of my show, so that's exciting. So in case you missed last week's episode, it was Groundhog Day, or it was the day before Groundhog Day, and Groundhog Day was this past weekend, and in case you missed it, 𝘱𝘳𝘺 𝘴 didn't see his shadow. Whichever one means there's an early spring, which I think is, that's crazy because we're in the middle of a polar vortex in some parts of the country. But I guess it's going to be an early spring according to weather rodents that know more than our meteorologists. So, but that's cool. I really don't know how Groundhog's Day works per se. I think they have like local ones all over the country, like with different names, but 𝘱𝘳𝘺 𝘴 is the main one up in 𝘱𝘳𝘺, Pennsylvania. And I thought they were going to broadcast it, but I really didn't see anything until after the ceremony was over. But yeah, I really don't know how it works. I guess this guy just reads a paper that supposedly the groundhog wrote. And I don't know. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's not the way you think it goes when you're a kid versus when you're an adult. So, but yeah, early spring, that's exciting. I really hope it stays true. I'm in Florida, so it's always summer. It was also the Super Bowl this past weekend, the day after Groundhog Day, February 3rd. And the Patriots won their 6th Super Bowl. Losing. The Rams lost. And it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't the best Super Bowl. There wasn't really a lot of action. Yeah, but the commercials were all right. They dropped a trailer for Avengers, which was cool. And it was, I mean, I ate food the whole time, so it was awesome. I was full by the time the first quarter was over, so I mean, I'm eating good. It was a good game. Obviously, Maroon 5 did the halftime show, and everybody, that was kind of the talking point of the whole game. Like, everybody was really upset because supposedly SpongeBob SquarePants was supposed to come out, or Maroon 5 was supposed to perform a song from SpongeBob, and all they had was like a 3-second clip. Crudely done, and everybody was mad, but it was a cute little tribute to the creator of SpongeBob, Stephen Hillenburg, who passed away of ALS this past year. But could have been better. And now the Dallas Stars NHL team, they did their own version. They did the whole song to like compensate for the Super Bowl. So a bunch of other sports teams are like taking it upon themselves to perform the song "Sweet Victory" from SpongeBob SquarePants, and I think that's awesome. That's my childhood. So yeah. So this weekend, I do the Rocky Horror Picture Show. We're having our first ever speakeasy night. What that means is when you show up to buy your ticket at the doors of the 𝘉𝘪𝘨 Cinemas in Tampa this Saturday, tomorrow, you will be given a password, and you'll go in through a secret doorway, speakeasy style, and we have a bunch of 1920s themed things and Valentine's Day themed things because it's technically our Valentine's Day show. And it's going to be fun. I'm going to be Columbia for the first time in a few months, and definitely come out. It's going to be awesome. Some of my friends are going to be in the show, The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, which is at Carrollwood Players in Carrollwood. So I think that's this week. So go support my friends Allison and Pablo, and I think my friend Puck is doing lights or something. But go support them. Tell them I sent you. Nothing will happen. They don't know me. What else is happening? Ragtime. Olivia was here a couple weeks ago to talk about her show Ragtime. And that is the day next week, for the day following Valentine's Day. So go see her at Plant City Entertainment. It's going to be great. She's playing a couple roles. Probably has some songs. So that's going to be a great show. I'm really excited about it. The Florida State Fair started yesterday. So that's going on in case you didn't see all the traffic on I-4. The State Fair is going on. So that's really cool. Be safe. It could be crazy over there. Not as crazy. I mean, crazier than the Strawberry Festival. The Strawberry Festival is not as crazy, I feel like, because I feel like the Florida State Fair is bigger. Plant City is kind of like small town, but this is all of Tampa. So today is actually the day off. All the schools in Hillsborough County have the day off for the State Fair. So that's really exciting. I'm trying to go next week. Maybe shoot a video project there. But yeah, be safe, have fun, eat some turkey legs. And as I mentioned before, next week is Valentine's Day. I don't really know what that means. I'm trying to hang out the day after and have like a Galentine's Day with one of my friends, because Valentine's Day is a religious holiday, but it's stupid. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day. I hope you guys have some cute plans and aren't sad at home. That's not the right way to spend it. Turn on some music or something. Don't be sad on Valentine's Day. You can be sad every other day of the year, but come on. The year just started. So this week, I am going to be talking about the show on Netflix, Big Mouth. I can't believe I haven't talked about that yet, because that's kind of a show I've been watching my whole time here in college. And then, so I'm excited about that. I'm also going to be talking about Star Wars, which I don't think I've talked about. I think a couple months, or last year, when Solo was coming out, we mentioned it, but we really didn't go in depth and talk about anything Star Wars related. So I'm going to talk about my favorite Star Wars conspiracy theory, and that is Jar Jar Binks a Sith Lord? That should be fun. I don't think the video, like the conspiracy video exists anymore on YouTube. I tried looking for it, but it used to be like a 9-minute long video about all the reasons, all the possibilities that Jar Jar Binks could be a Sith Lord, and that's great. So I'm really excited about that too. And then I'm going to talk about the Grammy nominations. I think that's coming up this month too, if not this week. I talked about the Oscar nominations last week, so go back to last week's episode and check that out if you missed it. But yeah, all that and more once we get through this music break, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Emily's Playhouse on Hawk Radio. That was Bring In the Noise by NSYNC off of their album No Strings Attached, which came out in like the year 2000, 2001 or something. I love that album. Anyway, welcome back, where today we are talking about Big Mouth and whether or not Jar Jar Binks is a Sith, and the Grammys, the Grammy Awards, which are coming up soon. Let's kick off this episode talking about Big Mouth. Big Mouth is an American adult animated sitcom, not for kids, created by Nick Kroll, Andrew Goldberg, Mark Levin, and Jennifer Flackett, based on Kroll and Goldberg's teenage years growing up in Westchester County, New York, with Kroll voicing his fictional self. It came out on, it's a Netflix original, so I mean, you can't watch it on TV. I guess you could watch it on YouTube if somebody like rips it from Netflix, but the only way to watch it is if you have Netflix. It's one of their best shows in my opinion. I'm not a fan of all the like drama shows. Stranger Things is good, but all the like hokey shows I'm not a fan of. I didn't watch Bird Box. I didn't watch the one with what's his face that looks like Mark Ruffalo. I like Big Mouth. That's animated, and all my friends watch it, so we just love it. That's kind of that's our show. But yeah, it's not for kids. It came out my very first semester of college, like fall semester. It came out fall like 2017, September 29th, 2017 is what it says here. So yeah, I remember being in like my first couple college classes, and like in between them I would pull up Netflix on my laptop and watch Big Mouth. And here we are. I'm in my last semester of college watching season 2 of Big Mouth. And actually, the reason I'm talking about this week in particular is because this morning at around 3 a.m., they dropped a surprise Valentine's Day special on us, and I watched it as soon as it came out, and it was really good. And I'm happy to announce for the first time here on Emily's Playhouse that Big Mouth will be returning for season 3 in the fall. So I'm really excited about that because I love this show. But yeah, it was written by Nick Kroll. He's a comedian. He did that show Kroll Show, and it was just him doing a bunch of voices. And he uses a lot of the voices on Kroll Show. I never watched Kroll Show, but I was watching him on late night or some show, and the host had him do all these voices from Kroll Show. I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds exactly like this character from Big Mouth. So I feel like it's safe to say that Big Mouth is just an animated Kroll Show, just different names of characters and stuff, but it's him doing the same voices. He wrote it. It's based on him and his friend Andrew Goldberg when they were tweens and teens growing up in New York. And it's one of those shows where it's like, it's obviously about Nick Kroll, but they changed the names. Like, the main character, his name is Nick Birch, but that's obviously Nick Kroll. Like, it looks like him, and it looks like him, and it's obviously voiced by him, and his best friend's name is Andrew 𝘉𝘁 instead of Andrew Goldberg, but they're based off of the same people. So I feel like a lot of the stuff that happens in this show is relatively true. Anyway, the series follows a group of 7th graders, including best friends Nick Birch and Andrew 𝘉𝘁, as they navigate their way through puberty in the suburbs of New York City. Acting as sex-based shoulder angels are the hormone monsters Maurice, who pesters Andrew, like all the guys in the show, and occasionally Nick and Jay, and Connie, who pesters Jesse, and occasionally Missy, more characters. Throughout the series, the kids interact with people and objects who are personified in one way or another, and offer helpful, albeit confusing advice in their puberty-filled lives, including the ghost of Duke Ellington, a French accented Statue of Liberty, a pillow capable of getting pregnant, and even their own genitals. Don't get me wrong, it's a great show, but yeah, my favorite character, I think, after this Valentine's Day special is the ladybug. There is a ladybug in the show who just is like, "Aw, snap," and just talks about the show, like breaks the fourth wall. I love it. Nick Kroll plays all these characters. He plays Nick, the protagonist. He plays Maurice, the hormone monster. Coach Steve, their coach. He plays Rick, another hormone monster. He even plays Lola, one of the popular girls in the school, Jansen twins, and a bunch of other like one-off characters. And my friend's favorite man on earth, John Mulaney, plays his friend Andrew 𝘉𝘁, and a bunch of other different one-off characters, but that's his main one, Andrew 𝘉𝘁. Comedian Jessie Klein plays Jessie Glazer. I'm pretty sure her character is based off of her experiences growing up. Jason Mantzoukas as Jay Blazarian, an Armenian-American boy. Jenny Slate, another comedian, as Missy Foreman Greenwald. Fred Armisen as Nick's father, Elliot Birch. And my favorite, Maya Rudolph as Connie, the hormone monstress. Also Nick's mom, Diane, and a bunch of other one-off characters. And Jordan Peele also plays a bunch of other characters, especially the ghost of Duke Ellington. And they have a bunch of other comedians, like people in SNL and Kroll Show, and just funny people doing the voices. Kristen Bell, to name some. Richard Kind. Andrew Rannells plays one of the gay characters. I love him too. I think I initially started watching because I love Andrew Rannells from Book of Mormon. I think I initially started watching because of him, because I knew he was in the show. But he is an openly gay student named Matthew, and he sings a lot, and it's great. Kristen Wiig. Who else? Harvey Fierstein was in an episode. Carlos Alazraqui. Nassim Pedrad from SNL. Jack McBrayer. Nathan Fillion as himself. Craig Robinson. Kat Dennings. Bunch of these people. It's a really good show. It can be kind of gross sometimes, but there are about 21 now, including the Valentine's Day special. Yeah, so it's basically about it's a, what do you call it, an exaggerated approach to Andrew and Nick Kroll's friendship growing up, because they've been friends for years, and there's a bunch of like promotional stuff. Like when they were promoting the show before it came out, there's a bunch of cute little childhood pictures of him. Nick Kroll as a kid looks exactly like he does right now. It's adorable. He was an adorable little boy. But yeah, the first season, consisting of 10 episodes, premiered on Netflix on September 29th, 2017, like I said before. Shortly after that, it was confirmed that a second season had been ordered, October 24th. So like almost a month after the first season came out. We had to wait a whole year though. Season 2 came out October 5th, 2018. I watched it, most of it, with my friend Kaylee at her house. It's one of those shows, to be honest, I cannot watch this show in one sitting. Like, sometimes it could be way too relatable for me. and like what I'm going through or what I have gone through, and I cannot watch it all in one sitting. Sometimes it could be a bit much, like not just like relatable, but also like, you know, gross humor, 20 episodes in a row. That's a lot. You need to take a mental health break after a while. So I don't think I finished season 2 in all honesty. I know we had it on at Kaylee's house, and I listened to it like in passing, but I think I watched like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 or 6 episodes straight with her. 5 or 6 episodes straight. Come on, out of 10, that's a lot. But on November 17th, 2018, Netflix announced that Big Mouth had been renewed for a 3rd season. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. I didn't know it had been renewed. I just found out about it yesterday. But we're getting Big Mouth season 3. 3rd season was preceded by a Valentine's Day special coming out yesterday at 3 a.m. Check it out if you haven't already. It's been nominated for Annies and 1 Emmy. Hasn't won anything yet, but still early. We'll see. Nominate Big Mouth. It's a really great show. It's entertaining, and that's the most important thing, is that it is entertaining. But yeah, definitely check out the Valentine's Day special. Check out season 1 and 2 if you haven't already. They're already up on Netflix. And check out season 3 coming out in the fall. Super excited. Oh, Nick Kroll. Anyway, we'll be right back after this music break. This is actually the theme song to Big Mouth, everybody's favorite song, called Changes by Charles Bradley. And when we come back, I will be talking about whether or not Jar Jar Binks is a Sith Lord. Spoiler alert, he totally is. Welcome back to Emily's Playhouse on Hawk Radio. That was Changes by Butterfly Boucher and David Bowie from the movie Shrek 2. Every song is from Shrek. Even if it's not, it is. You heard it from Shrek. So, this segment, I can't believe I really haven't talked about Star Wars, because I love Star Wars. Or do I? That's what we were talking about the other week, is that, do I really like Star Wars, or is that a personality trait I stole from the men in my life, my exes? Do I? Because I feel like I didn't care. I saw Star Wars for the first time in 8th grade, and it was like, you know, whatever, that's really cool. I knew it was like a phenomenon back in the day. And then I was like, okay, cool, I've seen it, you know, whatever. And then when I started hanging out with my ex, just as friends, that was around the time that episode 9's coming out this year. Episode 7 was coming out, and so all my friends were like talking about it, you know, it's a big deal, it's a new Star Wars. So I started talking about it, so I had something to talk about. So I don't know if from them I just stole it and now I'm milking it into my 20s. Do I really like Star Wars? Let's just go with it. They're really good movies. They are. But, yeah. So, episode 9 is coming out this December, hopefully. They usually come out in December, so I'm assuming this December is when episode 9 comes out. And they're gonna, I feel like they've teased about dropping a title soon. So soon, I hope, sooner rather than later, we will have a name for Star Wars episode 9, and I would love to hear your theories as to what it would be called. Mine is Star Wars episode 9, 𝘗𝘭𝘆 and that's an inside joke. That's a meme thing. My friend Allison, she thinks it's going to be called Star Wars episode 9, like Revenge of the Thick or something like that, like THICC. And then my friend Trevor said something stupid. And then my friend Riley said something stupid. Star Wars, let it rip, like, you know, Beyblade. And we talked about it. We talked about what we think the title of Star Wars 9 is going to be. So send me what you think it's going to be called, like, real guesses. I mean, they can be funny too, I guess. But I mean, I really want to know what you think based on what has happened in the past 2 episodes. What do you think it's going to be called? Star Wars, Luke is actually Snoke. No, but anyway, I haven't talked about Star Wars, and there's 1,000 million different things, Star Wars related things I could talk about, but I decided that I really, for now anyway, want to talk about my favorite conspiracy theory, my favorite Star Wars related conspiracy theory, and that is Jar Jar Binks. Is he a Sith Lord? And this came like 3 years ago, 2015, 2016. this came out, and there used to be like a 9-minute video talking about all the plausible reasons why he is a Sith Lord, or he could be. But I found an article here. The title, it came out March 2016, so it's kind of old, but I mean, it's still my favorite Star Wars related thing to discuss with people. The title is Star Wars: The Darth Jar Jar Binks Theory is Partially True, says actor Ahmed Best, who plays Jar Jar Binks. Hence, the wild fan theory may be linked to real shelved plans for the wildly despised character. So I'm gonna read it here. It says, Star Wars fans might want to sit down for this one. That seemingly improbable fan theory that the most despised character of the Star Wars franchise, Jar Jar Binks, is secretly an evil Sith Lord controlling all the prequels' menaces from behind the scenes. That his bumbling comedic exterior was a simple ruse to throw off the Jedi's scent. Well, that might be actually partially true. Up is down, and George Lucas making Darth Vader scream, "No!" was a great idea, etc., etc. The actor who voiced Jar Jar has revealed to YouTuber Jamie Stangroom, as part of an interview for a web series, These Are the Actors You're Looking For, that there's a lot more to his character than initially meets the eye, but original plans for the character were shelved after the poor reaction to his antics. Ahmed Best was faced with death threats. That's how bad it got when he played Jar Jar Binks. So, I don't know. He's not a fan. But I feel really bad for Ahmed Best. Jar Jar Binks, in my opinion, is not that bad. He's just a character, and he's comedic relief. And for Star Wars fans, that's not cool. It's a serious, film franchise. They don't do comedic relief. He's just stupid, and he makes bad decisions, and it just kind of ruined the prequels, I guess. But I don't know. I like Jar Jar. I think he's great. He's what we need. And he's a Sith. I wish they continued that storyline. But this is what he said. He said, what I can say about it is, and I kind of said this on Twitter, there's a lot about it that's true, Best hinted. There are some things that are not true. Could Jar Jar have evolved into that? I think the answer is yes. Because of the backlash, and rightfully so, Lucasfilm backed off from Jar Jar a lot. He wasn't really in episode 2 and 3 as much as he was in episode 1 with young Annie. But a lot of the influence I put into the character mirrored a lot of what was already in the Star Wars universe. And Ahmed Best tweeted, I will say this, it feels really good when the hidden meaning behind the work is seen, no matter how long it takes. #TPM for #The Phantom Menace. So, was there an official Darth Jar Jar in the works? That's really a George Lucas question. I cannot answer that question. As the theory dictates, it's Jar Jar who gives the sinister Emperor Palpatine his emergency powers and allows him to rise in influence in the first place. Is Jar Jar working for Palpatine? Or is Palpatine just a stooge for the great Sith Master, Jar Jar himself? That's crazy. That changes your whole outlook on the movies. What exactly does George Lucas mean when he says Jar Jar is the key to all this? When asked about a deleted scene which supposedly saw Palpatine thank Jar Jar for allowing his ascension to power, Best replied, it was just me and Palpatine walking down the runway talking about the plans to turn the Empire into what it had turned out to be. It was a very dark, very personal, very quiet scene, but for some reason Palpatine decided to confide in Jar Jar that pretty much he was going to wreak havoc. Wherever that scene is, somewhere, that would really give great credibility to the Darth Jar Jar theory. One thing that's pretty certain, don't expect Jar Jar's secret Sith origins to crop up in any of the franchise's fresh batch of films. It's really hard to imagine Rian Johnson would really take the risk revealing in Star Wars Episode 8, which came out after this article was published, that the shadowy Snoke is actually a character who only ever referred to himself as Misa. So that's that. Oh man, I really wish, I'm sure somewhere you could find that 9-minute video that lists all the reasons why, but he is the reason why Emperor Palpatine is where who he is, or where he is in the Empire. So that's that. Do with that information what you will. That's my favorite. That's I think that's crazy, but plausible. I don't know where Star Wars would be if they went that route, but that's great. Maybe he would be in the new batch of films. I wonder what he's doing now, Jar Jar Binks. What do you think he's doing now? Do you think he's not dead? They just kind of stopped. Everybody hated him in the first prequel, Phantom Menace. So they kind of backed off, and he was just like a side piece for the rest of the prequels. But he doesn't. I don't think he died. I think he's totally still could be around, working for Kylo Ren or something. I don't know. Whoever's in charge of Snoke. Yeah, Snoke is in charge of the dark side right now, I believe. But yeah, it's totally plausible. Where do you think Jar Jar Binks is now? Do you think he's happy? Do you think he's hydrated? Only time will tell. So we're going to go into this last music break, or second to last, I guess, before the outro. And then I'm going to talk about the Emmy nom, or not the Emmy noms, the Grammy noms, music. All the songs nominated for awards in the coming days. So stay tuned. That was She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5, who just performed at the Super Bowl halftime show. And he performed that song. So it's a great song. Classic. Real quick, I just want to go through some of the Grammy nominees for this year. The Grammy Awards, the 61st Grammy Awards, are going to be this Sunday, February 10th, on CBS. So just the general field of nominees. Record of the Year, the nominees are I Like It by Cardi B, The Joke by Brandi Carlile, This Is America by Childish Gambino, God's Plan by Drake, Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, All the Stars, which I will be playing after the show today, by Kendrick Lamar and SZA, Rockstar by Post Malone featuring 21 Savage, and The Middle by Zedd. I want Record of the Year. I want This Is America to win all of them. Childish Gambino, that song came out, it's been a while now. But I really hope that wins. I mostly want it to win, not Record of the Year, but like Music Video of the Year, because that video, if you've been living under a rock and you haven't seen This Is America by Childish Gambino, that is the best music video ever. Maybe of all time. Album of the Year, Invasion of Privacy by Cardi B, By the Way, I Forgive You by Brandi Carlile, Scorpion by Drake, H.E.R. by H.E.R. or Her by Her, I don't know how to pronounce it. Beer Bongs and Bentleys by Post Malone, my sister's favorite. Dirty Computer by Janelle Monáe, Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves, and the Black Panther soundtrack, which I hope wins. The Black Panther soundtrack is phenomenal. Song of the Year, All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar, Boo'd Up by somebody. Oh, these are all the songwriters. All the Stars, Boo'd Up, God's Plan by Drake, In My Blood, Is It In My Blood by Shawn Mendes, The Joke, The Middle by Zedd, Shallow by Lady Gaga again, Mark Ronson wrote it too, and Bradley Cooper, and This Is America by Donald Glover, Childish Gambino. Again, I hope that wins. And then they have categories for like pop artists, all these pop artists, dance, EDM, contemporary / instrumental music, if that's your thing, if that's the way you roll. Rock music, of course. Best rock song. Alternative, which is the genre I mostly listen to, I guess. I'm not really familiar with any of these artists, though. Or any of their new stuff, at least. R&B, which is cool. Favorite of mine, too. Rap, which I'm definitely not familiar with. But hey, Sicko Mode. They performed that at the not the Strawberry Festival, at the Super Bowl halftime show. Sicko Mode. That might win. Yeah, that might win. That category, the best rap performance. And country, obviously. Oh, here we go. Best rap album, Mac Miller is nominated for his album Swimming, and he died, so I really hope he wins that posthumous, you know? That'd be cool. New Age. I didn't know New Age was still a thing. If it's 2019 and you have like New Age, is it still New Age or is it Old Age? I don't know what New Age is even. Jazz, gospel / contemporary / Christian music. Tori Kelly. I know Tori Kelly. I'm really not familiar with any of these people. Mercy Me. I couldn't tell you a Mercy Me song. I live in Plant City. I couldn't tell you a song by Mercy Me if it was the last song I ever heard. If you held a gun to my head and was like, who sings this? And it was a Mercy Me song, just shoot me. Latin. American roots music. I don't know what that means, but sounds cool. There's a lot here. Reggae. Ziggy Marley. World music. Children's music. Spoken word. That's not music, that's spoken word. Jimmy Carter, like President Jimmy Carter, has a spoken word album? Comedy album. There's a bunch of funny people in that category. Check it out. Musical theater. Band's Visit, Carousel, Jesus Christ Superstar Live. I hope that wins, honestly. I saw that on TV with John Legend. That's a contender right there. My Fair Lady and Once on This Island also. And then music for visual media, so like movies and stuff. The soundtrack for Call Me By Your Name, Deadpool 2, which is that's a pretty good album. But The Greatest Showman also, that might win that too. If not Stranger Things and Lady Bird. Best score for visual media, Black Panther, Blade Runner 2049, Coco, The Shape of Water, and Star Wars The Last Jedi, composed by John Williams. I guess you know which one I want to win. Best song written for visual media, All the Stars Again, Mystery of Love from Call Me By Your Name, Remember Me, written by Kristen Anderson Lopez and Bobby Lopez, who composed all the music for Frozen. They wrote that song, Remember Me, for Coco. Shallow, and This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. There's a bunch of composing. So there's an Infinity War thing, the Shape of Water thing, acapella. There's anything music related is on here. Best package, best album notes, best historical album, production, non-classical. There's a bunch. They're probably not going to broadcast all of this, but they're probably going to do like the main ones. But production, immersive audio, production, classical music. I know they're not going to give a Grammy to Beethoven. He's dead. Music video. Here we go. Music video, film. Best music video. This Is America. Also The Carters, which is Jay-Z and Beyonce. They're nominated, but I hope Childish Gambino wins. And that's all of them. It ends with the music videos. Best music film. There's a Whitney Houston one, and there's an Elvis one. But yeah, there's like, holy crap. There's 84 categories in these awards. That's why they go on so long, these award shows. But yeah, check out the Grammy Award nominees. I didn't list them all, but because there's so many. But the 61st Grammy Awards are on February 10th on CBS, probably in the 8 or 9 o'clock hour until the butt crack of dawn. 84 categories. Wow. That's crazy. But yeah, totally worth it. There's some great nominees. But I'm going to start wrapping it up because it is 12:55 and the people for the next show are about to come in and talk about what they're going to talk about. So stay tuned for the show following mine. Please do. This week we talked about Big Mouth, and you guys are going to watch the Valentine's Day special that just dropped last night, or this morning, early this morning. It was like midnight Pacific time. And it was really good. I already saw it. It's classic Big Mouth humor. Check it out. There's a bunch of music too. There's songs in it. It's awesome. Jokes. It's great. Next week, I saw a movie this week that made my sister cry like a baby. She was sobbing. I watched the movie from 1998 starring Bruce Willis and Liv Tyler, Armageddon. So I really want to talk about that. And it's probably going to be one of my classic in-depth analyzations. So tune into that, and I'll probably play a bunch of Aerosmith because that song is 90% Aerosmith. And then tomorrow, you guys are going to come see me in the Rocky Horror Picture Show Speakeasy Night. Go to the Villaggio Cinemas of Carrollwood, 11778 Northdale Mabry Highway. Go to the door, buy your ticket. You'll be given a sticker or a password or something, and as soon as you get there, instead of waiting for doors to open, you'll just go right into the theater. And yeah, we have I think we have like 2 new pre-shows that that some of my castmates are debuting for the first time ever, so that's exciting. It's Valentine's Day. Bring your lovers. It's going to be great. Check out the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas at Carrollwood Players this week. Check out Ragtime next week at Plants Entertainment. Support local theater. It's great. You're going to go to the Florida State Fair, and you're going to be safe, and you're going to eat some turkey legs in my honor. And next week is Valentine's Day, so I really need you guys. Your homework for this week is to send me love songs. I really don't want to play any more sad songs, but send me some love songs that I could play. What's your song? What's you and your partner's song? Send them in to Emily's Playhouse on Hog Radio, either on Facebook or at M's Playhouse on Twitter or at Emily's Playhouse on Instagram. And send me your favorite love song, and I might play it on the air next week for the day after Valentine's Day. I hope you guys have a great one, for real. yeah, follow my accounts on social media if you don't already. Send me some song requests. Hit me up if you want to be on the show. And yeah, just listen. You can listen back to previous episodes on Facebook or on YouTube. They're on there. Just search up Emily's Playhouse. And yeah, listen every week right here, same time, same place, noon to 1 on hawkradio.primostream.com. I'll be here. And yeah, tune in next week where we'll talk about Armageddon and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know yet. We'll see. Maybe we'll talk again about how Jar Jar Binks is a Sith. I'll turn it into a segment a bit. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great week this week. Have fun, be safe, drink water, get enough rest, do your homework, all that junk. And I'm going to close out this week's episode with All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. Grammy nominated. Vote for, I don't think you can vote, but vote for Kendrick Lamar and SZA. All right, guys, have a great one. I'll see you back here.